guys, it's Paige. Welcome back to my channel. Back again with another fun London theme video. You guys really seem to like these and I have time, so let's keep them going. Today we're going to be talking about 14 American words that I have stopped using since moving to London. Me not using these words while I'm here was never intentional or planned. Now if I go back and visit home, of course I'll be using them, but while I'm here, I just don't. And it's just simply because a lot of words here are just different. So I've basically just switched over to using the UK version of the words. And even when I FaceTime my friends from back home, I catch myself saying them because they'll call me out and they're like, okay, British girl, like who do you think you are? Since when did you start saying that? But I get so used to saying them here that I'll slip in a word or two when I'm having a conversation with a friend from the States. So it is pretty funny. But as we all know, and I have expressed on this channel, American English and UK English definitely have a lot of differences. The first word that I have stopped saying since being in London is pants. This one's actually a funny one because pants has a totally different meaning here, guys. Pants are actually underwear, your panties. And I remember the first time I said something about putting my pants on to someone here and getting the craziest look ever. They probably were like, I just met this girl, why is she telling me about her underwear? So I decided to avoid that awkward moment from now on. I will just not use the word pants and I'll just stick to trousers like everyone else here. Next we have French fries. So as most of you guys know, French fries are not called French fries here in the UK. They call them chips. So when I go to the restaurant, I order chips. At first it was kind of weird for me to say that because I'm like, shoot, I don't want potato chips, but you know, you just have to remember. Which brings me on to the next word, which is chips. So chips in the UK are actually called crisps. The word crisps just does not roll off the tongue for me, so I actually hate having to say that. But I mean, just for the sake of people not being confused, like if I'm in a grocery store and I'm looking for the chips, like I'm just gonna say crisp because that is what they are called here. So you just kind of have to adapt. So now we say crisps. Yeah. Luckily I don't eat them often, so I rarely have to say that word. Next on my list is soccer. So I don't use the word soccer here, especially because of my friend Mike, because he gets so upset if I say that he's watching soccer or he's talking about soccer. It is football in the UK, okay? Football, and he will let you have it if you call it soccer. So I now refer to the sport where you kick the ball into the goal as football, which actually does make more sense. So the next word is cookie. We've been over this a few times on my channel that cookies and biscuits are two different things. In the UK, if you're gonna have a cookie, it's soft and it usually has chocolate chips in it, and then everything else is a biscuit, and they're usually harder. Yeah, I think I got it now. So even though in the States, I would call everything a cookie, here I have to remind myself that unless I'm talking about what they deem as a cookie, it is in fact a biscuit. So I use the word biscuit way more than I use cookie. Does that make sense? Yeah, biscuits, not cookies. The next word that I stopped using since I've been in London is elevator. So in the UK, an elevator is known as a lift. This was one of the first words that I immediately switched over and started using for whatever reason. I can't remember the last time I said elevator here. It's a lift. Next is a basket or a shopping cart. So I feel like the general name for this in the United States would be a shopping cart, even though for some reason I have always called it a basket. I got it from my mom. I don't know, it's a basket to me. But here in the UK, it will be called a trolley, which is funny to me because my idea of a trolley is something completely different, way different. But yeah, a shopping cart is called a trolley. So another word that I now use instead. Next on the list is line. I actually still slip up and say this one. I walked up to people a few times and been like, are you in line? I mean, the queue? But in recent months, I think I've definitely gotten used to saying queue. It's just not a word that comes naturally to me because I don't use it in my everyday life in the States. So to say a queue, yeah. Because you know, like a lot of our other words like chips and biscuits and football, and we use those words even though they mean something different in the States, we still use them. But I never use the word Q in the States. I don't know about y'all, but I'm still getting used to it. The next word that I no longer use is roommate. Now this is also one that I immediately changed because it just makes more sense. I now live in a flat, so I have a flatmate. And since being here, I have always called the people that I live with my flatmates. Some of my friends definitely still laugh on the phone when I say flatmate. More of the, oh my gosh, you're so British now jokes. But yeah, flatmate for sure. Another word that I stopped saying is apartment. It's just not really used here. People say flat, so I say flat. Where are you headed to? Back to my flat. For some reason, it was really easy for me to switch over to that. Another one is pregame. So in the States, a pregame is the little party you have at your place for your friends before you actually go out, like to the club or to the bars or whatever. You'll have a pregame at your place, and that's just where you like drink and socialize in a smaller group before you go out amongst the people. Well, here they call it a pre-drink. So for some reason, I now say pre-drink instead of pre-game. I guess I'm just used to my friends, you know, giving me the plans for the pre-drink. But yeah, that's definitely a word that I use instead now. Okay, we're getting down to the last ones now, guys. Bathroom, restroom, washroom. I used to use all of those when I was back in the States, but now I just say toilet. That's what the word says on the door when you go. Before I got here, I thought everyone called it the loo because that's what I saw on like TV and movies, but I actually haven't really heard anyone say loo. Maybe just one time, but everyone just calls it the toilet. So yeah, I've just switched over to that one too, and I can't remember the last time I said I'm going to the bathroom or I'm going to the washroom. The next one is definitely one I had no choice but to stop saying, and that is dollars and cents, because there is a different currency in the UK, and it is pounds and pence. So for a while, I would catch myself accidentally saying that something was like $12 instead of 12 pounds, or I would accidentally use the dollar sign instead of the pound symbol, but I have gotten so much better at it. There's really no confusion anymore or no slip ups, like this is how many pounds it costs. It's pence, not cents. Yeah. The whole currency conversion thing still confuses me sometimes, but yeah, we're making it work. And last but not least, the final word that I stopped using since I moved to London is garbage can or even trash can. Those words are done. It is now called a bin. A bin. I recently had to buy a new MacBook out here, and even where the little trash can symbol is, it's called the bin. So funny to me. I still haven't really adapted to using the word rubbish. I think I still do say garbage when it's in that sense, but I do use the word bin if I'm referring to like a garbage can. And I think that's all of them, guys. It really has been such a fun and cool experience learning so many new words over here, as well as adapting and even using them myself. And because I've been here for over a year now, it was only a matter of time before my language started changing too. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.